This training detail about what is the importance of following regulatory standards. Before going to detail, please subscribe, like, share and click on bell icon for regular updates. We will detail about history. Mainly thalidomide tragedy. Due to intake of thalidomide by pregnant women, it caused between 5,000 and 7,000 infants were born with phocomelia. Phocomelia is a condition in infant with malformation of the limbs. It means limbless infant or children, improper development of hands and legs in infants. Only 40% of these children survived throughout the world. About 10,000 cases were reported of infants with phocomelia due to thalidomide. You can see the pictures of phocomelia affected infants and children due to thalidomide drug. It was a worst situation happened due to thalidomide in West Germany in 1957. This drug was withdrawn in late 1961 for use in the treatment of insomnia, morning sickness and depression in pregnant women after observing the phocomelia in infants of all the mothers involved had used the drug. Why it was happened? It was happened due to insufficient studies on use of drug and its side effects. Lack of awareness to the people on use of drugs. Lack of control over dispensing of drugs in the pharmacies. Why it was happened? It was happened due to insufficient studies on use of drug and its side effects. Lack of awareness to the people on use of drugs. Lack of control over dispensing of drugs in the pharmacies. Fraud. One of the labs that went under such an investigation made headline news. The name of the lab was Industrial Biotest. This was a big lab that ran preclinical tests for big companies such as Procter & Gamble. During the FDA inspection to this lab, it was discovered that mice that they had used to test cosmetics, such as lotion and deodorants, had developed cancer, and mice has died. Lab has thrown the dead mice and covered results, deeming the products good for human consumption. To pass the results, laboratory has done this kind of fraudulent activity. Upon identification of such fraudulent activity, FDA has taken legal actions on the lab. Those involved in production, distribution and sales for the Industrial Biotest lab faced the legal issues and served jail time. Why it was happened? It was happened may be due to business interest of laboratory and lack of awareness on the human health upon releasing the results from lab. It is an intentional falsification by the laboratory. Malnutrition. Malnutrition is an important factor to address. Many of infant, children's, and elderly men and women are facing health issues due to lack of nutrients in the food products which they are consuming on day-to-day activities. There are some nutrition deficiency disorders, examples kwashiorkor and marasmus. Kwashiorkor is a type of nutrition deficiency disorder, which results from a severe protein deficiency. Marasmus is a type of nutrition deficiency disorder. Nutrition deficiency is mainly caused due to the deficiency of nutrients such as protein, carbohydrates and fats. Why it is happening? These are the sum of reasons, but not limited to: not following standard practices, non-compliance to regulatory requirements or standards, lack of awareness of consequences to health, poor manufacturing practices, no monitoring bodies for compliance to standard or regulatory requirements, not following good laboratory practices. Who is the sufferer out of all these practices? Consumers are the sufferer out of all these practices, which results in poor quality of products to consumers. Who is the consumer? Who will use those products once released into market? We all. We all, our mother, father, brothers, sisters, children, relatives and friends, are the consumers of products available in the market. To avoid malpractices in the food, pharmaceutical, medical device, and other industries, different regulatory authorities came up with different regulations, such as USFDA, United States Food and Drug Administration; ICH, International Conference on Harmonization; ISO, International Organization for Standardization; MHRA, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, in UK; EMA, European Medicines Agency, in Europe, Middle East, and Africa; CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization in India, etc. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. The ISO is an independent, non-governmental, international organization made of members from 162 countries. Founded on 23 February 1947. Headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. ISO has published 20,000 plus international standards and related documents covering almost every industry, from technology to food safety to agriculture and healthcare. Thank you. Happy learning.